He gave Samuel a playful shove. It's not easy controlling a dog team. Atim's pretty good, and my team is great. But this is their first race together. Samuel sniggered. Says the guy whose dogs broke his leg. Jody's eyes narrowed. He was sitting in a wheelchair, a thick parka keeping his top half warm, his bottom half covered in a blanket. A plaster-bound leg protruded ahead of him, propped up by a shelf attached to the chair. After feigning anger for a second, Jody's brown face broke into a smile. Listen, it was my dumbness that got me hurt. My dogs were doing what they were supposed to do, running. Not their fault if their musher couldn't keep up. Hard for you to keep up when you're kissing trees. Otter punched his older cousin, affectionately. Jody laughed. Tupway, true. Trees are not good kissers. The roar of a snowmobile pulling up on the other side of the fence that separated the spectators from the race ended the conversation. While the boys were talking, Chickadee had borrowed a snow machine, towing a sled, from their uncle. Get on, you muskrats! Let's go find Atim! Otter looked at Jody. With a nod, he offered to stay with him. Jody gave him a push. I'll be here when you get back, Otter. Someone will bring me hot chocolate. He watched the boys jump the fence from his wheelchair that sat on 2 toboggans, married together with plastic crazy carpets, tacked along their bottoms. I'd be crazy to get pulled behind a snowmobile that Chickadee was driving in something as flimsy as this. Chickadee rolled her eyes at him. Do you mean your old body, cousin? She gunned the engine. The boys held on as if their lives depended on it. The Windy Lake First Nation was on the shores of the huge lake that gave the community its name. Although the First Nation made up the bulk of the neighborhoods, the Métis and Canadian communities just off the reserve were starting to grow. The houses and neighborhoods of Windy Lake were scattered amidst evergreens and outcroppings of ancient limestone. Back in the 1950s, a pit mine had opened up near the community. A generating station and dam had been built on a nearby river to provide electricity to the facilities. The Trappers Festival and its many events attracted people throughout the area. The Windy Lake Teen Sled Race was a warm-up for the organizers, volunteers, medics, and veterinarians before the final event that was the Windy Lake International. Hundreds of people were involved in the adult dog sled race, but the teen race the week before gave the main managers and head volunteers some experience starting teams, running checkpoints, taking care of injured or hurt mushers and dogs, and wrapping up at the end. Of course, the adult race was many, many miles longer, from Windy Lake to Smoky Bend and back. But the teen race was still full of competition, sweat, teeth, and tears. As they left the finish line of the race, the muskrats had no idea where along the way they would find Atim. Chickadee drove all vehicles like she was made of steel, seemingly unconcerned that she, or her passengers, felt the effects of gravity and momentum, had nerve endings, or would carry a collage of bruises the next day. Due to her concern for Atim, she was driving more crazily than usual. Otter and Sam bounced helplessly within the sled. Otter was in its basket, with Samuel trying to hold on to the handlebars. 2 bumps and an S-turn later, Samuel was lying on his back in the sled, his legs pointed at the sky. As Otter bounced along the trail, trying to get his feet onto the back of the sled skis. After 20 minutes of reckless careening down the trail, the snowmobile rumbled to a stop. The last big bump on the trail had violently slapped the boys together into the basket of the sled. Otter pushed Samuel off and into the snow beside them. Sitting up, he looked around. They were in the middle of the bush, an unremarkable stretch of the race route among the thin trunks of tightly packed evergreen trees. With their bottom branches shed to give more resources to those closest to the warmth of the sun, the trees were a stand of skinny, steel-gray pillars. Atim! Chickadee yelled.